So my name is Blaze and I work as the Marketing and Engagement Specialist at the New Zealand AIDS Foundation. I guess a lot of the queer representation we see in advertising is based on same-sex male relationships. And so, you see the two gay dads, or you see the gay weddings, it's all like, oh, that's nice. But again, it caters to a cisgender heteronormativity that for centuries, queer people have not existed in. That's maybe about 10% of, I guess, queer existence. And there are such a multitude of different relationships. How are we advertising queer people's relationships to themselves? Particularly if we think about gender diversity and we think about trans people, quite often the trans existence is marketed in a way that is quite negative and I guess platforms a lot of gender dysphoria and what the wrongs that trans people live with and I guess the wrongdoings that occur in the lives of trans folk. So my challenge or my question is then, where's the gender euphoria? We see so much gender dysphoria in terms of the marketing of relationships to oneself. Where are the expressions of utter joy of what it is to be a trans person, a gender diverse person, whakatapui? Where are our brown bodies? Where is the queer love of brown bodies? Where is the love of fat bodies? Where is the love of disabled bodies in marketing? And these are not just things that should be thought about as kind of special campaigns, but where are these representations in our day-to-day advertising, in our day-to-day marketing? If you can build authentic, rich, meaningful relationships with community that have generous reciprocity, then you will get rich representation of those communities in advertising and marketing. It's one thing to put a rainbow logo on and say, we champion diversity, or shake a flag down Ponsonby Road and say, oh, aren't we fabulous? No, and I think that's a complete misrepresentation of the queer identity in marketing. And I think, again, understanding communities comes, a rich, deep, nuanced, meaningful, authentic understanding of community comes when you build those rich, deep, meaningful, authentic relationships with community. You will understand how community relate to each other. You'll understand how communities relate to themselves. You'll understand how communities relate to the world around them. And then you'll have the mātauranga, you'll have the knowledge, you'll have the trust of communities to be able to authentically represent them because they'll be representing themselves. The widespread effects of not having that representation only act to broaden or widen inequities that are experienced by our more marginalised communities. So when trans folk don't see themselves represented in, advertising for healthcare services or addiction services, if they are living with an addiction or are in need of accessing healthcare services and they don't see them represent themselves represented in those campaigns, how are they then to feel safe accessing those services? And the same you can put any marginalised community in that scenario. You could put whakatapui in that scenario. You could put non-binary people in that scenario, and it only acts to further increase the inequities that these communities already experience in our societies in Aotearoa. Just seeing yourself reflected in anything, in any broad media output can actually change someone's life. It affirms identity, it affirms existence, it affirms the feeling that you are worthy of care, of existing, and of accessing services. It allows people to feel part of society. And that's a basic human right. Yeah.